Good morning. It's almost the middle of September. Can you believe it? And I know I've let you down, and I am so sorry, but I have been busy. If you'll notice right here, these jars, those are quart jars of chicken. We had an opportunity to buy some chicken at, I think it was 40 pounds for $75, and which at the time was about $46 off that case of chicken. And it was so easy to do. We just cut the chicken up, put a teaspoon in the quarts. We put a teaspoon of salt, filled them with water, work the air bubbles out of them, use your safe canning procedures to put the lids on them so that they'll seal. And then we just use these electric canners to can them. And it has to be pressure canned. And for the quarts, you have to do them for 90 minutes at my altitude. But it's amazing. These are the Presto electric canners. And the thing that I like about them is that once I get them up to the point where I've put that, I call it the jiggler, but once you put that to keep the pressure inside the pot, once you put that on there and it times up to 90 minutes, then you can just leave. And the last few days, I have done a couple of batches in the morning, gone to work for a while, came back, took those out, did a couple of more batches in the afternoon, and as soon as they were up and operational, then I left. And so it's great. And I don't know how many pounds of chicken we've done between me and my mom. But one little thing, one clue, if you have an opportunity to do some chicken, the chicken breasts are a lot easier to do than the chicken thighs. Even though they're both skinless and boneless, there's a lot more fat on those thighs. And I usually cut the fat off of the chicken. I don't know if you can just see that, how pretty it is, but there's no fat in there. There is some. You can't get all the fat off of any kind of meat, but we try to get the excess fat off so that they'll seal better and they'll last longer. But the thighs are a whole lot more work than the breasts are, so just keep that in mind. I've also did some strawberry jam. I used some strawberries that we got on sale, as well as strawberries out of my garden, and some strawberries that I had pureed last year in the fall when I had a bunch of strawberries, and I used those, and I got those all canned, and we've got strawberry jam and strawberry syrup. So that's kind of exciting. And then we also, all those cherries, remember when I was I was picking all those naking cherries? We got those done, and it was funny because last year, every time that we did those, we used liquid pectin and they all turned into syrup, which is exactly what Brienne wanted because she likes to put those naking cherry syrup on pancakes and waffles. Well, this year we thought, okay, we'll do the very same thing. This year she decided she wanted some pints and some quarts, so we did a bunch of pints, a bunch of quarts, and the pints are jelly and the quarts are syrup. Why sometimes it works out that way, I don't know. If you know, let me in on the secret. But we've got a lot of jam, a lot of jelly. And now I've got some plums that my mom picked from her plum tree, and I'm going to make some plum preserves. So if nothing else, we can eat bread and jam if we get hungry. The garden. Let's talk about the garden. So I decided this morning I better go out in the garden and I'd better get it picked because I haven't been out here for 4 or 5 days because of the canning I've been doing. So after I mowed the lawn, and yes, right over there, I did it. I know you don't think I can mow lawn, but I can. Anyway, Kaylee came out here in the garden last night and she says, Grandma, this isn't a garden, it's a jungle. And I think she just might be right. If you look over the top right there, we've got Brussels sprouts. I think we're about ready to pick. Some of those Brussels sprouts plants are just really big. But anyway, I've already picked the squash, and I've got some cocazella here. I've got some yellow summer squash, and there's some zucchini down there. And I've already sent, I think, 6 great big zucchini home with my mom this morning for her chickens. That's some strawberries. That's probably how many strawberries I got picked today, but I probably have picked that many again this week. This is the peppers, and I'll tell you what, the peppers are going crazy. I've got big green peppers. I've got Anaheims. There's some of those yellow wax peppers, and they're turning orange and red because they've got to be used. And I've got jalapenos out there that are turning red. And I've probably got at least another bowl that size that has got to be picked and used. And so we've got to start working, we got to start preserving this garden. That's all there is to it. And I haven't even picked the tomatoes yet, but I would bet that I've got at least a big bowl, maybe 2 of the tomatoes. So I think that today, Brienne said that she wanted to can some tikka masala sauce. I don't know, something. We're going to give that a try. But my cabbage have not been done very good. There's one that needs to be picked, but and I think I might have some cabbage bugs. I've got one there that's getting eaten. But I picked a couple of really big ones earlier in the season, and now they've just kind of stopped. They're not getting very big. Some of them are, a few of them right here, but I think I'm just going to have really small heads of cabbage. And something ate that one, and I'm a little PO'd about it. But we've got beans that need picked. I've got onions that are growing still over there. I've got some more tomatoes over on the other side. The herbs, I've been cutting them and freeze drying them, and they're ready for another cut. Here's some more peppers that are ready. Yeah, guys, I've got lots of tomatoes. I've got to get them picked, and see, look at all those peppers. There's just so many of them that need to be picked. But we're going to get that done today, and we're going to get started. Look at that. Can you look at that? That's my Brussels sprouts. But I just want you to know that we're having a successful year out here in the garden, and now we're going to start preserving it, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how we do that. I said that we're going to make some tikka masala sauce. I think that I've got to go down and see how much salsa I've got down on the shelves, but we might make a little salsa because I got a lot of peppers. And my mom really likes this stuff that I do that's called hot pepper relish. She loves to put it on her eggs. And so I think we'll do a little bit of that. But guys, now comes the busy time. I know that it looked like it was busy at the beginning of the season, but now it's going to get really busy because I looked at the weather report just a minute ago, and I think today and tomorrow will be the hottest days that we've got left in this year. And then it's going to drop to the mid 70s. And when it drops to the mid 70s, everything in the garden will slow down, which is sad. But if it was I guess if it was any busier, then we wouldn't get it all preserved, would we? But you guys, I'm going to go in tonight and I'm going to make some colorful casserole. And I'll tell you the story about it and how it's done. But until then, you guys have a great Monday. Bye.